Hello and welcome. This video is going to go over what exactly is required of you for the Module 4 assignments as well as where to locate the information in order to complete these assignments accurately. Let's go ahead first and take a look at the Module 4 discussion form. I am looking right now at the student view of the classroom. Okay, there are two questions posted for this week. The first question, the initial response is due by Wednesday, and the question is, why is classroom management a critical focus of effective instruction? Meaning, why do we need classroom management and how does it overall help the implementation of your lesson? Please make sure when explaining this to try and use specific examples, perhaps from your own classroom experience or the experience of friends or co-workers, as well as try to make connections to the course readings and or additional resources. The second question, the initial response is due by Friday, and the question is, why is cooperative learning an essential and effective teaching strategy? When you're explaining this, you want to explain what is cooperative learning. Some of you may or may not know what it is. Pretty often this is a requirement on the report card. And again, when you're explaining, please make sure to give specific examples as well as make connections to our course readings and or outside resources. Your responsive postings to your peers for both of these questions, or if you choose to just respond to peers for one, all of the initial responses and responsive postings are due by Sunday at midnight. I'm going to go ahead to the Classroom tab of the course to go ahead and look at what assignments are due for the week to turn in. As far as your assignments, you have the Module 4 Multicultural Lesson Plans as well as your Module 4 Weekly Journal. For the multicultural lesson plans, in order to see how your assignment will be graded, we're going to take a look at the grading rubric that GCU has created. You'll want to pay close attention to the excellent category. Based upon the assignment criteria listed in the syllabus, typically everything that requires will fall into the good category. Now for this, you are required to do a brochure. You'll notice that it says the brochure clearly addresses the advantages and disadvantages of each type of lesson plan. Make sure to clearly label which are the advantages and which are the disadvantages. These keywords must be present so I know that you are addressing this element of the rubric. When it states design is clean, you want to make sure there's no overlapping of text or clip art that you use, and that any images you use in fact match the text you're trying to present. You might want to look up some examples of brochures online to show you what a brochure looks like. Let's see. Make sure to use your spelling and grammar check so there's no errors. There are not any references required for this because you're focusing on lesson plans. Now for what the assignment wants in regards to lesson plans, we're going to go ahead back to the syllabus. I just wanted to show you the rubric because I like to make sure to point out the element of the advantages and disadvantages because often these are not clearly labeled. Okay, we are in the syllabus right now. As far as your Module 4 assignments, you should be continuing to work on your benchmark assignment, which is due at the end of Module 6. If you've not yet had the opportunity to view the video I created with the directions and going over the rubric, that is still posted in the course announcements. You also need to complete the Module 4 Weekly Journal, which is a minimum of 250 to 300 words and goes over the key points in our readings as well as how they relate to experiences you've had in education or how they might be appropriate for your classroom and instruction in the future. As far as the multicultural lesson plan analysis that we reviewed the rubric just moments ago, you need to identify and analyze 2 multicultural lesson plans, one from each of the following types, the SIOP and the EEI. If you click on the hyperlinks here, we'll go to that just now to show you how it works. Here you'll see the SIOP website, and you can use this to understand what the SIOP lesson plan is, as well as to try and locate a SIOP lesson. And then if you click on the hyperlink for the EEI, here is actually a lesson plan that you can analyze. It talks about the fairy tale Cinderella. And you want to look at the format of both of the lesson plans, look at the differences, the similarities, and see what is the disadvantage and advantage of using each, as the rubric explained. Also, you want to make sure to clearly address points A through E. I strongly recommend using some of these keywords or utilizing the questions as headings within your brochures to draw attention that you have in fact answered each of these questions. For example, you want to use keywords like differentiated, as it mentions in point D, checking for understanding in point E, etc. This recommends creating a brochure with 2 sections explaining the advantages of SIOP and EEI. A good way to create, or I should say an easier way to create a brochure, is when you go to your Microsoft Word. When you're opening Word for the first time, and it will bring up something that looks like this, and you'll notice on the left hand side of your screen there's an option for brochures. You can do a trifold, here's a 2-fold one, whatever you want to use in order to get your points across. I'd probably recommend having a section that explains the advantages of EEI, a section that explains the advantages of SIOP, and then another section that goes over the disadvantages. If you want to, your brochure can be more than 3 sections. For example, if you were to choose this capital brochure, it would actually give you more than just the 1 page to work with. It's actually a 2-page brochure. And you can change any of these clip art heading, any of these images here or headings. You just click on them, delete them, and enter what you want to put in. Like I said, I'd probably put advantages of SIOP here, advantages of EEI here, disadvantages here, and then anything you didn't answer on those slides, you can come on to the last page and do more of a little narrative in order to make sure to respond to points A through E if you did not address them above. You don't have to use the 2 pages, you can use just 1 page, however you feel you need to set it up in order to earn the most possible points from the rubric. So that is what you are responsible for in week 4. Again, you've got the 2 discussion questions, your module 4 journal, and discussing the advantages and disadvantages of SIOP versus EEI. You should begin working on your CLC assignment. The roster is posted, I believe it was in the questions for instructor section of our course. If you have someone that has not checked into your CLC group, please let me know. This assignment is due by the end of Module 5. In order to access your CLC group, if you've not yet had this pop up on your screen, you should be able to go back to the Classroom tab. Okay, and you want to go to Discussion Forums, and you'll see below each of the modules the team colors are listed. So you'll want to see what color team you are a member of, and then come into only the color that you are assigned to. Everyone should have responded at least with a hello message by last night. Again, if you have not heard from a member, please make sure to email me and let me know so I can take care of that. If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to call or email me. Have a great week.